Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Center. So let's talk Blue Ridge Girls Volleyball. Lori Zick joining us right now. Lori, it's been a really special season there at Blue Ridge for the Red Raiders. Let's talk about your ladies this year. Boy, they're really rising to the occasion.
Yes, they really are. We've had a great season so far. We're undefeated, 13-0. We got 3 games this week with a big game coming up on Thursday. But the girls are definitely rising to the challenge and ready for the games that are coming up.
And, of course, the big one this week is the Dunmore Lady Bucks. Boy, they've been a staple in the Lackawanna Conference for volleyball. You're able to beat them earlier this year. Now you got to go down to their place. I'm sure that'll be a new challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. We did beat them for the first time this year. It took us 5 games to do so. And Thursday we have to go down to their territory to play. But I'm hoping the girls will be a little bit more confident this time around, and hopefully we can get the job done a little quicker. I'm remaining hopeful.
Lori, let's talk about this year's team and take us through. You really have a nice group of seniors that have played with you for a while that are doing a good job with their leadership role.
Yes, I have 3 seniors that are 4-year seniors. They came up to varsity with me as sophomores when we won our first district championship, and then they won it again as juniors. And as seniors, they just seem very determined to make sure it happens in their senior year. They are Haley Fichetti, Megan Houlihan, and Candace Smith are my 3 4-year seniors. And 2 of them are my captains. All 3 of them are my captains. And they lead by both example and by voice. They're absolutely indispensable to this team.
Let's go back to your playing days at Blue Ridge. You walked the halls of Blue Ridge High School. You played in the gym. You know the program. But then you had some time away as well. And I'm sure, some of that time away was probably positive. And then coming back home was a positive as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a Blue Ridge graduate, and I played for Blue Ridge back in the Emerson coaching days. And we moved away after college, and I've coached at Hedgesville High School in Hedgesville, West Virginia. I coached there for 10 years. I did JV for 4 and varsity for 6. And that was a AAA school, so it was a lot different than Blue Ridge. But coming back home to a smaller school has been a great experience, too. We're glad to be back home, and I'm glad to be given back to the school that I graduated from and working with these kids. I've been very lucky to have great kids and good athletes and girls who are just very dedicated to the sport.
Yeah, life is funny how it works sometimes, and I'm sure years ago you're thinking, there's no way I'd be back there in Pennsylvania, let alone at Blue Ridge at my old high school, but you're there, and you're soaking it all up, and a lot of family to kind of enjoy it with.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the reason we came back. When it was just my husband and I in West Virginia, we were enjoying it, and then kids came along, and it was time to come back home. So we're glad to be back here by grandparents and family and have them growing up with their cousins and grandparents right down the road and back in the small school setting.
Let's talk about your team overall. What are the positives that you're seeing out of your team with an undefeated season going into this game against Dunmore? What has worked well this year?
Well, we have big hitters this year. We are pretty strong in every rotation. I think that's helped us. We've always got girls up front who can hit the ball. Serving can sometimes plague us, but when the certain girls are on with serving, their serves are very strong. Our defense is the one thing that we're always trying to improve on. We've worked a lot lately on just reading the setters and reading the hitters and trying to anticipate where the ball is going to go so that we can be there before it actually goes there. And my libero, Candace Smith, has done a great job with that, as well as all the other girls, because really everybody plays defense. So we've worked on speeding up our defense, which also helps speed up our offense a little bit. We have tried running some plays with our hitting, and the girls have picked up on that very well. I'm running a 6-2, which is different this year. So I have 2 setters who are also hitters. So Haley Fichetti and Kaylin Myers are running my set, but they also get to hit when they're up front. And they've been real effective up there as well. Haley she completely rules the net when she's in the front row.
Going back to those days, as you said, when you're playing there at Blue Ridge to now coaching, how much has volleyball changed?
It's changed a lot. I don't like to give away my age, but back when I played, you could only score when you had the serve. And I think you only played to 15, if I remember right. The serve couldn't touch the net. So all of those things have changed. There was no libero. there's been a lot of rule changes over the years, but and at first it was hard to accept them, and it was weird getting used to it. But I do think now at this point all the changes have been for the better.
And as far as the playoffs, at the end of the October, we'll get into those, and you have a few weeks to kind of hone those skills of your players. Although having the record that you have, it seems like you've done that throughout the season. But talk about what that's going to be like, that extra session for everybody.
Well, like I was talking about with learning to read and speeding up our defense. Last year when we went to states, we got hurt by things we weren't used to seeing. So, and the reffing was a little bit different. So we're going to try to focus on that a little bit too. Just kind of how volleyball is played in different areas of the state, and trying to be able to compensate or adjust quickly to new things that we do see. Every game is different because every team that you play is a little bit different. So we just, I keep telling the girls that every game is the best practice that we can get, and we just got to keep using those games to get better, each and every one of them.
Certain schools like yourself there at Blue Ridge, limited sports programs, but the ones you do have, there's a lot of energy that goes into them. No field hockey, no football, but volleyball seems to have a following, and the student section seems to really be behind it there at Blue Ridge. That's nice to see as well.
Yeah, it's been really fun the last few years. The girls have generated some interest in this sport, and, we're getting more numbers out to play, and we're getting more fans there to watch us play. We've got people coming in that have never seen volleyball games before, and I'm hearing, they can't believe how much fun it is to watch, and, they're coming back game after game, so that's exciting. I also coach the boys team here at Blue Ridge, so a lot of those boys will come out and support the girls, and the girls will come out and support the boys team, so it's been fun. It's been fun just kind of expanding the knowledge of the game.
And you got a couple little ones that look like they may be coming up through the program in the years to come. Talk about your own family.
Okay, I have 3 kids, 2 girls and a boy, ages 10, 7, and 3. And, I've had my girls at a couple volleyball camps, I'll admit that for sure, but they've also played soccer and done dance and cheerleading and basketball, and, they're going to enjoy what they're going to enjoy. My fingers are crossed that they'll pick up on volleyball with all the games they've been to and the practices they've been to with me. But, obviously I'll support them in whatever they do. I've had conversations with people about whether I want to coach my own children someday, and that's, you'd think that maybe you'd like to just sit back and be a mom and watch them play. But, from other coaches will tell me, but if they're not getting good coaching, you won't be able to stand it. You'll want to be able to make sure they're learning something. So I don't know. We'll have to kind of cross that bridge when we get there. Yeah,
and I'm sure they'll be all over that coach when that comes. That should be a fun experience for the whole family.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope so.
Well, Lori, we wish you the very best the rest of the way. Congratulations on an absolutely fantastic season thus far, and should be interesting this weekend, this Thursday, that is, against the Dunmore Lady Bucks, okay?
I appreciate your interest, and I appreciate the well wishes. Thank you.
Lori Zick from the Blue Ridge Red Raiders volleyball team here on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers.